Welcome to So Funny It Hurts. I'm your host, Michaela Gordon, and we interview your favorite funny people and explore the trauma that made them that way. That's why we're funny. I'm so excited about this guest. I slid into her DMs, honey, after not only falling for how beautiful she was and the billion views she's received over TikTok, but motherhood and sobriety. I'm so excited to interview Jiayoung Summers. Welcome to the show, mommy.
Thank you for having me. You are so hot, it hurts.
No, you're so hot it hurts.
Oh my God.
And you're also my height. You might even be a little bit littler than me.
Yeah, I think we are similar. I think I could be a little bit shorter.
That's even hotter.
But I lie about my height, so I don't really know how tall I
lie
am.
about everything, so it doesn't matter. You should see my driver's license. I'm 7 pounds, 6 feet tall, so you wouldn't know anything.
I bought mine in China, so I wouldn't know what's mine.
Does the licenses in China need to know your weight and height?
I don't have a license in China. I bought my American license from China.
Oh, you?
Yeah, I purchased mine. Yeah, I don't really drive. I can't drive.
That's okay, mama. That's okay. I have my Nevada license, and honestly, I'm not good at driving.
I'm obsessed with you. You need to teach me how to do your makeup.
What are you talking about? You know what I do? I Googled Huda Beauty. And I watched it for a couple of times, and then I try to do it. But if you look close up, it's so fucked up, and the lines are always so uneven.
Yeah, but you're lucky you're pretty, so it doesn't really matter.
You're lucky you're pretty with that purple eyeshadow. Did you do your own makeup today?
I did. I did it in the. I just it took me 5 minutes to do it because the kids are crazy, and my tour manager has a problem with her room, and I was just dealing with bullshit. I'm like, I cannot be late, so I just surround purple.
But you look stunning.
Thank you. It's purple. And people tell me you can't wear purple. It's too much. I'm like, I am too much. I need too much.
Who the fuck said purple was too much?
People are like, don't wear color. You look like a whore. I said, I am a whore. I look like I don't care what you call me, you know? I don't know. You can't do anything.
And also, you're in Vegas, Malma. Okay,
yeah,
so you can look like a
purple
whore.
And gold looks good, right?
Also, you're flashing with this gold. Everything you're doing is giving. I think you look perfect.
I'm giving like a Joan Rivers in the 90s.
Oh, yes. Can we close up on that anymore, Chase? Is it possible to do the eye? Can we just give her a Vogue moment? Just a 15-second montage of stunning, gorgeous. That's what I want. This will be going on your dating profile.
Yes.
Okay, but you really are so hot.
Oh my God, you are the hot
Stunning.
one.
We can do this for an hour.
I
actually we don't even need to talk about our trauma. We can just say how beautiful we are, and that's
we can just fuck
show
directly. We don't need to talk.
Jay, yeah, you're already my favorite guest. Okay, so you're here in Vegas. Have you been to Vegas before?
Yes, I think last time I was in Vegas was last year. I haven't been back. It's been a year.
I love it. And you're doing Jimmy Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you brought your kids with you. 2 beautiful babies.
My mom and my kids, I haven't seen them for 6 months because I've been working internationally. And I took them just in case they don't remember me. I want to make sure they understand who is being paying for everything.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but I don't care about them though. I enjoyed my life without them for 6 months. 6 weeks, I was very happy. And now I'm, go back to reality. They can be cute.
Reality.
Yeah, they can be cute.
Yeah, they can.
If I meditate.
If I meditate. Girl, you're so crazy. I'm already obsessed. I feel like you meet people online and then you don't know what they're going to be like in person. You might be my favorite guest we've ever had in person.
I am a train wreck.
You're everything.
Yeah, I am the problem. I am not okay, and it's okay that I'm not okay.
Listen, the first step is admitting, and you're in the right fucking place to not be okay.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, so you're here in Vegas, but you were everywhere. You did a job in China. You literally got home from Madrid.
Last night.
I
came in to Vegas this morning.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was in my own bed for 4 hours.
And then it was like, go time. We got a show to do.
Yeah, my son's like, I want to snuggle with mommy. My daughter like, don't touch me. Stay away.
Good for her.
She has boundaries. I really think she's gonna become a bad bitch one day.
Yes,
I'm proud of her. I said, yes, honey, you slay. When it's like, mommy, I want to hug. Me. I'm like, okay, I'll get you some rainbow nails. I hope you're gay.
Yeah. Okay, well, she can come see Auntie Mick. I'll take care of her if she's a little gay baby.
Yeah, I don't care. They can be whatever as long as they have boundaries. It's good.
I love that.
They can be whatever.
That's so funny. I love that you have your kids, and I love that you're, in all seriousness, so down and open-minded, and also still like being cool mom. Because I feel like sometimes I've seen moms. First of all, I'm obsessed with mothers, obsessed, truly, and I feel like sometimes you see moms feel like they're unable to like continue their dreams and do motherhood because both are very difficult. But I feel like you do it flawlessly. Like you really make it all work effortlessly.
I really try. It's been very difficult after my divorce because I had a really ugly divorce. I ended up giving up any money, so I didn't have any child support or spousal support, and I had to support the children all by myself. And I gave up all of the money, so I need to reinvent myself, restart my life with zero money. When I was married to a very wealthy man, I didn't have to work a day in my life to.
Wow.
I have to start with a bank account with $5 and with 2 children, and I didn't want to move them from their school that is expensive. I did not want them sell the house and move to a.
Yeah, you don't want to change the whole.
I just feel like
lifestyle
they
that
already
do.
lost their father, and the last thing I want to happen is more things to be changing. So instead, I was just like booking 20 jobs a month, just working. I remember I worked so hard that I had to really evaluate if I take this job, I may get sick because I'm too tired. Then I'm like, you know what? Let me see if I get sick. And then I almost got sick. I didn't get sick. So that's how far I was pushing myself. I sold all of my jewelries, all of my bags, and it took me 2 years to get back on my feet. And now mommy's back.
That's crazy. So you were married. How many years ago did you get married?
We got married 5 years ago. Yes.
And then you recently went through a divorce.
Yes, the separation was 2 months, 2 year and a half ago. The divorce took a long time. It's a long
it does.
battle. So eventually I gave up. I said, no, I don't want half. I just want you to sign the paper.
To end it, you were like,
I
you
just
can
need to
keep
end it.
everything. I want
'Cause
nothing.
he wants to. Whenever I have a big gig, he wants to start a legal battle, and like it just. It's to a point. It's like sabotaging my career, and I just don't think it's worth it. I just need to be over.
Okay, so because what's crazy is you really blew up first on TikTok. In 2020 is when you started your TikTok career. Had you been doing comedy prior, or was this like a new thing, and was it happening simultaneously with the separation?
I started my comedy December of 2019, and immediately in a few months, I bought my own club on January. I think late January 2020, and I started to host 10 hours a day, doing open mic and doing shows, doing open mic, and then pandemic hit. So late March, I closed my club because of pandemic. I didn't shut it down. I didn't give up. We had to close.
Yeah.
So I just said, what should I do? But my marriage was already very difficult because my ex do not want me to work. Like he thinks like you can't.
So is that what kind of started it? You were like,
he won't let me work.
So he wanted you to just stay home, raise the
just
babies.
look pretty for him.
And you were like, no, I want to do comedy.
I have to work. I'm a performer. Like I'm an entertainer. I have to do it. It's not about the money. And so I just couldn't be on stage anymore because the lockdown. So I go to my club, talk to an empty room to work on my jokes, and I start to tape them to post them on TikTok. And that's when I started doing TikTok because I had to be home. And then I also got pregnant with my daughter, and I was just home making videos. I was waiting for pandemic to be over, and I can have an advantage from having an audience. So when it reopened, I go back to the business with 1 million followers while still working on my jokes.
So that's crazy to me because you literally, for your comedy career, you lost your marriage, you lost all the money.
Yeah, all of them.
You had 2 children. You lost the club because of the pandemic, and you were like,
I kept the club going. I just stopped selling my Birkins and just like spending my own money.
Yeah,
on the
because
rent.
you had to. Yeah,
I want to
there
keep
was
it because I'm gonna continue with. That's also a big fight with my ex. He won't let me keep it, so I just started selling my stuff and then use my own money to keep the club. And when we reopened, my club was open. I had it.
That's so wild.
I believe in myself. I banked on myself.
I was just gonna say, there's got to be such a belief in you that you could have what seemingly would take down so many people. The pandemic alone, let alone a
much money.
pregnancy. what is it?
Lost so much money.
And so much money. How did you and how do you just keep going? Like, what is it? What is that belief?
I think the verbal abuse and the mental abuse become really intense. My ex was nice to me as long as that I'm gonna stay home and do not chase my career. The moment he's a different person, he's really lovely. He's so wealthy that I didn't need to work a day in my life. He's like I have access to hundreds of millions of dollars. That's just you don't need to work. And he actually even invested $5 million to put me in a movie in China. Like he tried to, but it has to, any project I work on, it has to be because of he made it happen for me.
Right.
I need to be grateful. And he gave me a career.
Right.
If it's something I want to do it on my own, it's not okay. It's not allowed. So he doesn't care about my career. He cares about him being the God. That's what it is. So what kept me moving forward, I had a severe morning sickness. I've been throwing up with every single day. And I kept posting the videos, 3 videos a day. I just kept pushing because I knew my marriage is going to fail. And I knew that I cannot live my life without the children. But if I do not have, because I quit my job when I met my ex, I was in venture capital investment while I was supporting myself, pursuing acting.
Wow.
I was living very well because I was making a lot of money as a single girl when I was 26, 27. I was going to the best acting coach, living a good life. I was very financially savvy. I've been always doing very well financially before I met my ex, but the money I make is nothing compared to the money he has, and he was super wonderful. So I had to quit my job because it's better for me to invest more time in my career in acting because I moved back to China for him.
Wow.
So I quit up my career for him. So when the moment I decided to leave him, I can if I walk out by myself, but I couldn't leave the children behind.
Right.
I want to take them too. But if I don't have the money for it, I can't take them. Because if I want support and I have to go back to court in China to sue him, and I wouldn't win because he's so connected, he's so powerful and rich.
Sure.
And I decided that I need to have my career happen and happen fast.
So
in a
the
couple
children
years.
were like your motivation
Yeah.
along with being able to be on your own without him.
Yes. I needed to be successful and I need to keep the children. I need to give them the life they deserve. And the only thing that can happen is my career to happen. That's like getting struck by lightning for somebody with an accent. And it's just,
Yeah.
I was nothing in comedy. I was an open micer back then, but I believed that I would make it. And I believed that I needed to buy the club. I can do 10 hours a day. So I can catch up with the time, Like when Phyllis Diller started, she was 35. She has 4 kids, She was a single mother. She didn't have anything. If she can do it, I can do it. And I bought a club and I said, I have the club now, which means I can put hours under my belt faster than most people, 99% of the people.
Yeah.
And the second, I need to be able to sell tickets. So I need to be famous. I need to build an audience.
Listen,
Therefore, I
this
need
is
to have
just
TikTok.
so crazy to me because, first of all, when you meet you or if you just see you in the club, you're really funny, you're really quick, you're really savvy. You would never think all of that went down behind the scenes during the buildup of your career, which just shows how brilliant you are and how you're able to put the emotion aside and just get to fucking work.
Yeah, I cried too.
And-
And then after crying, I look at their face. I couldn't imagine my life without them
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be financially capable to raise them. Therefore, they'll be taken from me and I can't do it.
So that all happening, you get back on your feet. You're doing your career now and things are good right now. Like you're killing it. You're headlining. You've got the babies and your mom. I think what's wild is I also read, and you told me because you're a huge activist and philanthropist as well, as aside from being a comedian. You were born in China. And what I read was that because of the laws, you were birthed at home because you were a girl. Was
Yes,
that right?
my mom wasn't sure I'll be a boy and a girl, and they really wanted a boy. And she and my father decided if I was a girl, they would get rid of me, and to basically have another chance to hopefully have a son.
Now, for people that may not understand what the symbolism is behind that. In China, it's the boy. He's got to be the firstborn, and he's got to be the boy, and he sort of gets.
There was a one-child policy. You can only have one children, and the people want that child to be a boy. And if it's not a boy, they would give the baby away so they can have another chance. Pretend this baby never happened, so that hopefully they have a boy.
And you were a girl,
Yeah,
and when you were your parents' firstborn.
yeah.
Wow. So they had you at home.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel very early on in life that feeling? Did you feel the
I knew
feeling
it
of not
because
you knew?
whenever I do something wrong, my father or my mom would tell me that we kept you even though you were a girl, and you should do better. You should not be noisy. You should be better at school. You should not talk back to me. You should clean after yourself. You should take care of your brother and sister, and a lot of things that I've been blamed for because of my life was granted to me, and I am not grateful.
So when you were growing up, did you know that you were funny? Was that a way that you got out of things? Like there had to have been a moment, or did you even have the freedom to express your sense of humor?
I think I was what hurt me more is that I wasn't a beautiful girl. I think a lot of girls I know, their parents
You're
are
so
not
beautiful,
happy.
by the way.
Oh,
And
thank
I'm not
you.
just saying that to be nicer because we're doing this show. Like, I actually think you're so beautiful
Oh, thank you, honey.
outside and inside. And I'm sorry that you actually, that'll make me cry because I feel like that. I hate that feeling because as women, we know it, but I'm sorry you didn't feel like a beautiful little girl.
Yes, for being a little girl, because a lot of like my other friends that's girls, their parents blame them for not being a boy. So that feeling for me is not hurt me the most. What hurt me the most is like I am not a traditionally beautiful Chinese girl. I don't have light skin. I have big lips. I have squared face. I don't have like the V-shaped face. So I was so dark, and I just love to play under the sun. I got darker, and I wasn't allowed to wear bright pink colors because my skin's so dark. They don't look good with pink. And I remember that I was borrowing my sister's pink dress, and then my mom said, "You don't wear that. You look ugly because you're gonna pollute the pink with your dark skin." I went to school with it. I steal her dress, and other kids start bullying me, throwing rock on me. They said, "You go back to Africa."
They
So,
threw rocks at you?
yeah, small rock, and they go back to Africa. The colorism is so disgusting in Asia, in India, even in Africa. Like even for black people, brown people, like being lighter. Even I mean, in your culture too, right? Like
Yeah, but
not
I
American
can't
culture.
say not, and I'm so American. I can't. I don't want to try to
Probably your
relate to
parents.
this conversation because I don't feel like I have a voice here. I would what I'd like for you to do, if you're comfortable, is really explain even for our audience in the voice that only you can do the difficulties with colorism.
Colorism is just really stupid, and people don't talk about it. But we need to, because in India, skin bleaching is the most important thing in beauty products. Every beauty product, lotion, moisturizer has skin bleaching agents. And if you look at the K-pop girls, they are the beauty standard of East Asia. You got to be skinny. You have to have a small little V-shaped face. You have to be very pale. You should avoid the sun at all costs. You can see a lot of Asian ladies, they wear umbrella, long gloves, and they cover their face. Like a ninja, they just do not want any sun because back in the days in Asia, if you have dark skin, means you work in the farm, you are low class. It's more about classicist.
Got it.
Like you can't afford to not work. Therefore, if your skin's dark, it means you are low class, and low class often means unattractive. So I just wasn't a pretty girl, and I tried to be pretty, and it didn't work. So I just said, fuck it. I cut my hair real short. I started wearing boys' outfit. I was very good in school. I studied very hard. I wasn't the smartest kid, but I'm so proud. I wanted to be looked up to. I wanted to be popular. I wanted to have all the attention. So I stayed up late to study. I was so good in school. People think I was genius, but I wasn't. I was just... I have this fire in my heart. I refuse to be ordinary. I refuse to be unattractive, not important. I want to be important. I want to be popular. I want to be loved. So I was very popular. I knew I wasn't a pretty girl, but I was just this very popular girl who's cool, who has short hair, who's good at sports, who's good at school. Everybody wanted to be my friend. I was also funny. because I was always, I think naturally, because my father has been always funny, even though he was an alcoholic, but he's just drips jokes. He read a lot of books. He's very well read. He's drunk, but he's so funny.
I want to talk about alcoholism, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I want to, because it's very important for me to share my story so people understand that I do not have my shit together, and now I do, and it's just working on ourselves. Nobody's perfect.
Well, growing up with an alcoholic father, did you feel like it scared you away from alcohol for a while, or did you feel like that was an aid that you used on later in life to sort of numb the trauma that you were going through? Because I feel like growing up with an alcoholic, as did I, it sometimes has two ways. You either are so scared of it, you never try it, or you go down the same road.
I think because my mom's reaction to alcohol was so aggressive, she would be verbally attacking my father on a daily basis, asking him to die because he drank. Like, you should die. I wish you got hit by a car. You are drunk. You are drunk. And then she would hit me because she was upset about my father. You know, if they are fighting, I go there, ask a question about something out, like just school. She would just like push me, like, shut the fuck up, and stop screaming at my father. You are a drunk alcoholic. You should die. I wish you die. And that, because
you
her
stuck
reaction,
up for your dad. So you would stick up for your dad when she would talk to him like that.
he would hit me too. So, but he would be the person who, overall, he is the victim because he had never had a chance to be a human because she was so strong, and she's so strong. She's a businesswoman. She's very smart and hardworking. So financially, she was taking care of our whole family. She was doing well with his business, but she never understand that he needed help. She just basically verbally abused him, attacked him, to a point that he had to drink to avoid the pain from her attacking him. Because she didn't believe alcoholism is a disease. She believed it's in his character. He's a bad person. He should die.
Did you, were you living in China at the time, or had you come to the U.S.
I
yet?
came to America when I was 18. I turned 19.
Did you come by yourself, or your whole family came?
Myself.
And so you left your family behind?
Yeah.
And what did that look like to you? Were you like, I just want to get out?
I want to be a performer. I want to be a performer. And I've been watching Hollywood movies. I've seen beautiful, beautiful women with dark skin, Halle Berry, Rosario Dawson, which is a good friend of mine. Women like that, strong, powerful, beautiful brown woman, black woman, and they are just so beautiful. And obviously, everybody in China think Beyonce is gorgeous, but they don't think I'm pretty because I am not allowed to be darker because I am Chinese. But Chinese people are yellow, they are not white. Having yellowish complexion is actually what we should look like. Not like, if you're not white, you're ugly. So I wanted to feel beautiful because I am beautiful in a culture that can really help me develop that kind of confidence without being passive aggressive. And I wanted to come to America because I wasn't allowed to be on stage. I can't play any lead in a play because I wasn't attractive. I cannot do that in China. I can't. So I wanted to become an actress. I want to come to Hollywood, and that's why I came.
Do you think it's, because I find it interesting, I know they're different cultures, but did it do something to you growing up in China that they found someone like Beyonce beautiful, who had dark skin, who, for going to colorism and classification, that they couldn't find you beautiful?
They think Beyonce is beautiful because Beyonce is a black woman and she has dark skin. She's a light-skinned black woman, but because she's a black woman and the skin on her, the chocolate skin on her, is just so beautiful. But like, I'm a Chinese woman, I should be pale white, like a bleached white. If I'm not bleached white, I'm ugly. There's a saying in Chinese saying 一白遮千丑. It's like, if you are light, it can cover all your ugliness.
And how old are you when you're taught that saying?
Since I start speaking. That's the
so
thing.
It's ingrained very early on.
Yeah, it's colorism in East Asia, even in India, in Southeast Asia, it's just really brutal. And even now, I was featured on Cosmopolitan, and because I think I made a name for myself, I went back to China, and I was shooting for Cosmo, and I can see, all of those editors and directors and makeup artists and hair people. They were just like, your skin's so healthy, so beautiful. We really wanted, to just have, we don't want to like edit it, Photoshop it. We just want your skin to be on the magazine and the girls with your skin to see and understand how beautiful they are. And that made me cry because I've been waiting for this moment my whole life for the girls in my skin to not be touched up into lighter, just that skin. I have my movie star friends in China. They saw the photo, because it's coming out on December. I share some photo to them, like, hey, they're like, didn't you ask them to make you skinnier and whiter? Like, you can look better than this. I said, don't want to look better than this because I want to be thick and dark.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to whatever, I'm not thick and dark in American standard, but I'm thick and darker for the Chinese. If you see the K-pop girls, they are 80 pounds.
They're tiny.
So,
but it's so
but
crazy
you can look
to
better
me
though.
You're so tiny too. So it's wild to see body dysmorphia play out and see where it kind of starts from at such a young age. You have a little girl now.
Mm-hmm.
Has having a little girl changed the way that you speak to yourself? Do you have more compassion for yourself and how you look now?
I do. I really think I'm very beautiful now.
Good.
And I did not think that way. I had plastic surgery on my eyes. It's because I have a slight different eye. One have double eyelid, one don't. It's actually very pretty. It's like a really small lid, and it's very beautiful. It was very beautiful. I look at the photo. I'm like, I miss my eyes because I want them to be equally sized.
Yeah.
So I did a double eyelid surgery, cut my eyelid open and sew it together to match the other side. But they made it too much because they thought it'd be better if I have a bigger eye. And so this one is much bigger lid than this one, not lid, like the fold. And so they look like uneven. Before it was even. It's just a little different. But our face is like different.
Yeah.
I would have kept it if I knew how beautiful I was. But I didn't. So after the surgery that's botched, botched, right? How do you say it?
Botched, but it's
botched.
not. I think your eyes.
But I fixed it. So I went to a new doctor. I said, I want you to try to go back to my original eye as much as you can to fix this to be the same. But it wasn't exactly the same, but it went smaller and more like my eye before. But it's not. I went to 5 surgeries to try to look different, look like I have bigger eyes, then actually spend money to fix it, to go back to what it was. But there's scars, there's surgeries I've did, cutting my flashes open to look like I'm pretty. And now I look at my daughter, she didn't have big eyes. She didn't have like a big eyelids. And she looks so gorgeous. And then I'm going to make sure she knows she's beautiful every day. So she embraces her little Chinese eyes.
Yeah. Do you have different conversations with her about colorism? Do you
She's
feel you
very
have
pale.
to? Yeah.
My daughter is very pale.
Yeah.
When I had
your son as well?
When I had her, my mom's like, a Buddha's blessing you. She's not as dark as you. She's so light. I guess you did something right. I'm just like, Mom, being dark is hot in America. She goes, Americans' eyes are bigger. They should see better. You're ugly.
Listen, I live in America. I had the upper blepharoplasty 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had it as well. My eyes were like hurting a little bit, my Russian eyes, and I had the surgery as well. I don't know if it really made a difference, but I felt the same way about myself, so I changed it. And so I feel like it just goes back to like just the insecurity. Sometimes it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I was insecure and I just wanted to change it,
Yeah.
But I love that you have your mother now with you. It's so funny to see the different like cultural experiences because I feel like a very American thing to do is like when you realize that your mother's been toxic or abusive, you cut them off. Like I don't have a relationship with my mother. It was very toxic. It was very abusive. I struggle with it a little bit still, but I know that like it's just going to be a thing that doesn't work for us in this lifetime. Have you forgiven your mother? Has she changed? Or culturally, it's like, that's not even a conversation. Like, that's your
I think my relationship with my mom is the hardest relationship I've ever had to endure in my whole life. My ex-husband, I cut him out. It wasn't hard. It was the hardest thing ever, obviously. But with my mom, to work out the generational trauma, to really help her understand that there's things she cannot say to me because she cannot. She would say like, you are the most selfish person I know. I wish you were dead. Like I said, you can't say that to me right before I go on stage. You can't say that to me because whenever she's triggered, she cannot help herself for saying things that is most aggressive, vicious things you can say to a human being.
Right.
And unfortunately, I am a comedian. I am an actress. Like we had one of the worst fight last week that I've been doing a lot of homework. I felt like now I can deal with her better than before. Before we were not talking for years. Me and my mother didn't talk for 3 years. I couldn't talk to her because I can't for my mental health and well-being.
Right.
I can't do it. So she had a revelation and she came back to me and she apologized to me for all of the things that she ever done to me that's hurtful. And I decided to figure out how to work together with her. It's been a super struggle, and my therapist and I've been working on my mental health since January, and I got sober. And now, whenever my mom says something hurtful to me, I'll say, "You don't mean it. You don't mean the things you say. You are saying that because you cannot control your anger. Your little girl is out. You are triggered. You are saying all those things that is very ugly, so you can feel better at this moment for the second, but it's not gonna work for us." And hurting me. Like I couldn't go on set last week in Spain because my son got really sick and he needed to go to the hospital. I was not home and my mom don't speak any English. And I had to get my ex-husband on the phone to ask him to take my son. And I switched their health insurance. So he didn't know because he didn't give a fuck about them. He didn't pay for shit.
Right.
So he's like, "You are a selfish bitch. Your son's health insurance canceled. You should die. I wish you die, you stupid whore." I said, he has a new policy. It's a better policy.
Yeah.
This is the number. And I hang up. I start crying, right? Then my mom called me because my ex-husband is coming to pick up my son. And Winston was running the front door, the back door, crying, "Where's mommy? I'm sick. Where's mommy? Is daddy coming?" So my mom started crying because he felt so bad for Winston. And she called me. She goes, "Winston's crying. It's all your fault because you are a stupid fucking bitch. You had to marry this disgusting man because it's your fault. It's all your fault you created this miserable life for him." I said, "I don't want you to say that to me. It hurt my feelings." Like, "Oh, fuck you. How about my feelings? My feelings will hurt too. You are so selfish. You are so selfish." I said, "You can't say that to me right now. I'm going to, I have to act right now. I have to go on set. There's 100 people waiting for me."
So you're like setting boundaries.
Yeah, there's 100 people waiting for me. No, she won't stop. She's like, "I don't give a fuck. You should quit your job and come back. I'm going to China. Fuck you. You are selfish. You are a selfish piece of shit." And I'm just like, "Are you kidding me, Mom? Like I have to go on stage right now. Like she just walking.
She can't stop herself.
She's talking in a circle. You are selfish. I can't believe your whole life you've been selfish. You are not a human. You are inhumane because you are so selfish. You are not a person. You should die." And I have her on speaker and I can't hang up because I was waiting for her to say, "I'm sorry I said it to you. I hope you feel better and go to set." She didn't do it.
Yeah.
I had to be in the green room for 40 minutes, have people waiting outside for me. And that's the moment I decided that I need to really get into meditation. So I started more like a very serious meditation next day. And I told her, I said, "Mom, you have to do the work. You have to really look into your mental health. And all the things you say to me, I know you didn't mean it, but it's not going to work for me because I'm a performer. I cannot take this with me because I didn't do anything wrong."
You didn't do
I just
anything.
said, "Mom, please do not." The only thing I asked is like, "Mom, please do not use the thing I did wrong in my past to blame me right now. Because if there's something I cannot change, let's not talk about it. If something I did wrong right now, I'll fix it. But that marrying my ex-husband is not something. And I wasn't stupid. I was in love, and I made a mistake." But it's not my fault. You can't bring that back to blame me for this. It's like you don't lecture me. I'm saying that because that's true. Because you are a stupid fucking bitch. That's what you did. You are fucking stupid. You are not. You are a selfish person.
Yeah,
You're
so
just
she
fucking selfish.
just like speaks crazy.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, and I did not anticipate talking about this, but it's the conversation. I read this book that says, and I'm sure you're familiar with it, that any ailments that you have on your right side are your masculine, and your left side represents feminine. And I have deep, severe issues with my mother as well. And so all of my ailments that I've ever had, shoulder injury, knee injury, ankle injury, has always been on my left side. And I had to go to the doctors. I was feeling around yesterday and I ended up feeling a lump on my breast. And I went to the doctors this morning and we're getting it scanned and we're doing the things that you need to do. I'll be 36 in January, so I feel like I'm quite young to still have any kind of breast cancer. We're doing all the things, and please always get checked if you feel a lump. Like, it's very important. But I recognized, again, it's yet another part of my left side, which also represents like the mother wound. And even just before I got here, I feel like it's just vulnerable, and it's just us talking about it. I said, like, I don't know how I heal this thing with my mother because clearly it's still showing up in different ways in my body. And I don't know how to have a relationship with her. I don't know what that looks like. But I know that, like, I definitely don't want to feel like the sickness that you feel from holding on to, like, anger and judgment. So I also simultaneously want to tell you, like, I'm very proud of you and I honor you as a woman and as a mother, because it's a very difficult relationship between a mother and a daughter. And I know it. And for you to really do the work and ask her to do the work,
It's so
it's
painful.
very hard.
It's so painful, honey. I said, Mom, I love you, and I really wanted you to learn to forgive yourself for all of the things that you suffered in your life and for all of the marriage failure, and also forgive my father. And after you do that, hopefully, like you have to forgive yourself, and your trauma don't bring out your trauma, and you start attacking me because I have every right in my life to ask you to not verbally abuse me based on the thing I did in the past. And I know you're heartbroken when you see Winston crying, asking where's daddy because he didn't see him because he didn't show up. But it's not my fault. She goes, no, it's your fault. It's 100% your fault. What should I do? Kill him
So
right now?
she feels
Kill
that
myself?
pain of her grandson and she wants to be mad at you because she doesn't know what to do with the
Yeah,
pain.
and she feels the pain of the grandson, and she thinks it's my fault. It was my fault, kind of, because I married
Well, I
a
don't
man.
think
But it's
if
not
he
my
was
fault right now.
abusive. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things. I want to talk about, I thank you and applaud you so much for talking about this. And I do. Listen, I didn't anticipate you helping me so much today, but I feel good. The thing that drew me to you, though, was your journey with sobriety, which you are getting ready to hit. You're at 6 months right now, which congratulations.
Thank you.
I adore you. It's
Thank you.
very hard to be an entertainer, to travel, to be in those clubs and to stay sober. Was there a moment that clicked this year where you said, okay, I'm ready to
Yeah.
get clean? Can you tell us about it?
Yes. It was not a DOI. It was not a disaster. It was a moment, I guess, because I've been going to therapy for like since January. It was in Austin, Texas. I did one of the show. It was sold out, and it was super wonderful. I remember before the show, I didn't drink anything, and after the show, I started drinking beer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I met all my fans, meet and greet. They just hug me, telling me how much they love me, and then I went back to the green room, and I took 5 or 6 beers in my bag, and I had tequila shots. I went to my room. I was sitting there and drinking wine by myself in the room. After a successful show, I started throwing up. And I just asked myself, I feel really sick right now. Why do I feel so sick? And why do I have to drink myself until I'm sick? I didn't need to drink to go on stage. I realized that something really horrifying is that I wanted to use alcohol to numb myself because deep down, I'm this little girl who was not desired. I was a little girl who was ugly. I was a little girl who nobody wanted. And I am still that little girl. I felt I do not deserve the flowers, the success, the sold out, the love from my fans. I don't think I deserve it. I don't want to feel that success. So I drink myself until I'm sick, so I don't feel that kind of success I have achieved. It's a self-sabotaging behavior. My drinking is self-sabotage. That's the psychological roots of me drinking. And after that moment, I stopped drinking cold turkey. I've been drinking for 15 years. I started drinking when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
I've been drinking for 18 years. Is that 18 years?
Yeah.
15 to 20, 33.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I stopped drinking cold turkey. Did not go to any AA meetings, but I applaud for AA meetings. If you are going, keep going. I did not go. I used to go when I got my first DUI, but I just like, I have to do this bullshit and so I can get my fucking license back. It didn't click because it has to change because you want it to change.
You got to want to change.
Yeah.
I will say that I got sober. It'll be 8 months in December.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Mommy.
It's huge.
It's a big deal. I come from addiction as well. And I think that I've kind of gone back and forth with drinking. I don't have to drink, but when I do, we're going to get drunk. Like we're going hard. And I started getting ulcers in March, and my body was physically rejecting anything that I no longer could have, whether it was an allergy, whether it was alcohol, my body was rejecting it. And the same thing, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I don't want to. Cold turkey. I don't do AA. I don't put a limitation on anything. I don't even really push the sobriety because it's just my own journey and it's going to look how it looks. I don't want the pressure. But my life has incredibly enhanced since no longer drinking. And it is crazy how it's used as a self-sabotage tool.
I think it's a self-sabotage.
It really is.
For me, it is.
For me, it is too.
Yeah.
For me, it is too. It was definitely not allowing me to live to my highest potential.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
I don't know if that's because I was afraid of my highest potential.
Yes, you are.
Right? And then you do get sober. And then that is another journey because then you do start, and I want to know if this is for you. You still have to deal with the pain that you were drinking away.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel as overwhelming as when you were drunk.
Yes. Also, when you got sober, you start seeing things differently. All those people latching onto you to use you, abuse your kindness, it starts showing more and more and more because the decisions you make no longer serve them anymore because the decision you make right now is for your best interest and it's not for them anymore. They start trying to manipulate you and you start seeing the manipulation. You're like, oh my God, why I let these people latch onto me, using me, abusing my kindness? And you start to do a cleansing of your energy physically and mentally.
Yeah.
And that's really big. And the thing I say is I really don't care about hurting their feelings because I'm like, I can't say that. I don't want them to. I'm like, I just be honest. I'm like, hey, stop stealing money from my club. Or hey, do not use my connection behind my back. And
do you feel like that, you standing up for yourself, came with your sobriety?
yes.
I feel the same way.
Because I start to respect myself more.
Right.
And my boundaries more. Because I think I deserve respect. From myself, from other people. I think so.
So how does all of this play into your stand-up? For someone that hasn't come to see your show, because you're playing tonight at Jimmy Kimmel, you've been touring. What's sort of the through line with your comedy? Do you make fun of yourself? Do you make fun of the stories?
Through myself, I talk about politics, I talk about pop culture, I talk about what's happening in the world. I talk about myself, being a mother, being a daughter, and relationships, culture, every aspect of life. I talk about whatever touched my heart. I also do a lot of new things. I do a lot of new topics that are happening today. I'll talk about something today, and it's very exciting. And I cater different. I would just write things for audience because where they're from, who they are, just to make sure they understand I'm there for them.
Do you feel like I know that you deal with the colorism and I know that you fight against Asian racism, which I still think has not been properly acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot that you face just going on stage talking about all of this. What is your worth it moment?
I remember it was a random show in Brea Improv in the middle of nowhere in LA. I was doing the meet and greet, and there's 3 or 5 Chinese boys came to me. He goes, Jiaoying, I am keeping my Chinese name. I used to call myself Hank, and I want now call myself Hannan because I don't think my name is embarrassing, and I don't want to feel embarrassed about who I am because of you, because of you are Jiaoying, and people have to say your name. And I just want to tell you that I'm very proud of you, and you make me being proud of me being a Chinese person, being an Asian man. Thank you for that. And I cried. I didn't show him my tears. Maybe I should. I looked back and my tears came out. I was like, that's my son. That's what my son would face. And that was one of the worst moments. And of course, all the little Chinese girls be like, my husband is very abusive. I want to leave him. And I'm going to leave him tonight because of you. And I'll be okay. I said, yes, free falling, and you'll be catched by the angels.
This is so crazy because I did not anticipate, first of all, crying so much, but it really is so inspiring to hear the whole story behind the comedy and knowing truly all of the pain that got you to where you are. Did you ever, we talked about mama.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get your dad back?
I saw my father in October when I was in Beijing. He came to visit me in Beijing. He took my son's little girl, who is my father. He's a single dad. My little brother. I'm gonna adopt his little girl. She's around 5 years old. She got pregnant, got a girl pregnant, and the girl left, and my brother kind of struggled with his work. And the little girl was raised by my father half the time by my father's little sister, my auntie. So she didn't have a family, and I want to take her to America and adopt her. And my father came to see me. He's sober now. He's not really sober, but he didn't drink like that blackout drunk anymore. He drink a little bit. But I'm very proud. He functioned.
Yeah.
He can't take care of the baby full time because he's still like a little drinking. But he's not like a blacked out drunk.
Yeah.
He came to, I got a big hotel suites, like a 4 rooms hotel room for all of them to stay there, and at the Hyatt. And my father, he's so proud of me. He's so proud of me. I said, Dad, how did you get sober? Because he got sober, kind of sober, but he's not blacked out drunk. That's cute, right? He said,
yeah, I'm literally just listening to you, and I don't know what it is today. I feel like everything.
I want to cry
just
too.
So,
I said, Father, when I go, why did you get sober? He said, there's like last year, one of my classmates, high school classmate, was sending me an article about you, and we were gonna have dinner, and we were drinking, and then everybody was talking about, we can't believe Jiayoung Summers is your daughter, you've never been sober, she's your daughter. We can't believe it. He said, that moment, I decided to not be drunk anymore because I don't want to bring shame to you. Because you are so great. And I don't want to be the drunk father that make people feel like you came from some place that's not good. There's something bad in your DNA that's bad. I don't want you to think it's bad, because he know I had a DOI. I have a drinking problem. He said, I want to become sober so you can understand that whatever is in your blood is dragging you down is not permanent, because I can stop that. I will do it for you because you don't deserve a drunk father.
I mean, look, it's amazing, like that,
And he loves me so much. He
this.
cries all the time. Whenever he sees me, he cries.
What's your dad's name?
Sorry?
How do we say your dad's name?
Wenjin.
Wenjin?
Yeah.
Wenjin, if you're watching this, you have got us in shambles. And we love you, baby. We're so proud of you and the sobriety that you're experiencing.
Yeah, I'm just like... And then my uncle, my father's little brother, he lost his legs from drinking. My uncle, he was so handsome. He's a great chef. He's on a wheelchair. He still drank a lot.
I mean, I think that people really don't understand, though, and underestimate that alcoholism is a disease. And it's so not something that you and I
It's a
are
disease.
very fucking special for being able to just cut it cold turkey and having that willpower. And I'm really proud of us. And I'm really proud of you because it's really fucking hard.
Because it came from self-love. We really think we deserve more to reach our full potential.
But I don't think that, addicts, and this is you can have this conversation all day. I'm going to stand exactly where I say. I don't think that addicts are bad people. I think they're in a lot of pain and they don't have the tools and they don't know that they can ask for help. There are so many things when it comes to addiction and alcoholism. It's really fucking hard, and your body depends on it. And when
It
you have
is.
chemical imbalances and
Yes.
hormonal imbalances, that you're doing what you
People
can.
just give alcoholics so much shame because addict to alcohol is like addict to food. Somebody who's heavyweight,
Yeah.
it's like you are fat shaming them. You are saying that blaming somebody for being an alcoholic is also shaming them for a disease that they need help.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you're so fat, you should die. You can't say that because it's fat shaming. You're like, you're a drunk. I hope you get hit by a car. You can't say that because they need help. It's
Yeah.
not something you can just easily change. It's a disease that's why my father never got the support. My mom was so disgusted by him that whenever he got drunk, they would physically fight, and he would never hit her back because he's a man. And she also makes the money for the house, and I grew up in her screaming at him, calling him names, and wish him death. That's why I actually drink, just to make her understand that I can drink and function well, and you cannot. I don't know. I don't know. There's something really messed up about my relationship with alcohol.
Look, I think that we're all just doing our best. I'm so proud of you. More than anything, like, I just am so grateful that you talk about this so openly, because even I didn't realize how much I needed to have the conversation. I mean, I do this once a week with Chase, my dude, I love very much. And you never know what you're going to get, but I feel like I needed you today. And I think that people needed this conversation today. And I think that it's just hard, especially around the holidays. As we're coming into the holidays, family stuff comes up. Seeing Christmas trees or seeing different things, you're very easily reminded of the family you do or do not have. And even subconsciously, if it creeps up, it is a reminder, and it's a very lonely feeling. It's a feeling of alcoholism, or it's a feeling of things that we've dealt with. And we're friends for life now. Whatever you need, I've got your back. But
Same
also
here, girl. Same here.
stepping up and being the mother that you are, and letting your children be the motivation. Because, you could have easily been the parent that your parent was to you.
Yes.
And I think that's the one fear I have as being a mother. I just don't want to, I don't want to do what my mom did. So I
Me
feel
either.
like it's scary, but I feel like you did a good job.
Thank you. I wouldn't let my mom. My mom is so nice to them, but sometimes she still screams. I said, "Mom, you are not gonna scream." Winston spilled something on the floor. She's like, "The wooden floor is so expensive." I said, "His mental health is more expensive. He is a little boy. His job is to spill things, draw things on the wall. And all you should do is like, Winston, after you spill things, go get some towel and clean it up." Not like, "What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Why?" I'm like, "Mom, I have a maid. I work like a slave, so I can give you a full-time maid to clean things up." So the baby don't have to get screamed at because you have to go to work. You have to clean the house. You don't have to go to work. Your job is to go to shopping and go learn English. Hang out with them. You don't clean things. She's learning, and I love that she's capable to learn. That's the thing about her.
Yeah.
She can learn. She's slow, but she
Yeah,
would
we'll give her
listen
credit
to
too.
it. She's pure evil, but she was 2% of her decided that there's something. She knows she's pure evil. She's want to learn. And that's what make us, can have a relationship. Is my mom, she's like, I'm going to a therapist. She's going to a therapist.
Okay, Mama,
Because
that's big.
She's like, because I know I'm crazy, and I decided to go to a therapist. That we're going to start her on December. I'm so excited.
Okay, you got to come back to Vegas and tell us. Are you back in Vegas anytime after this?
I will definitely come back more often.
Okay, I'm going to we have to have you come back.
I should come back for Chinese New Year.
You come back whenever
on
you
February,
want.
so we can do something.
Come
cool.
back in February. Let's do something amazing. I would love to do anything with you, for you, help you. And I want to touch base with you. I'd like to touch base with you every couple of months because I feel like your vulnerability
We have to.
and your humor.
We are sisters
brings
for
so
life
much.
now.
We are sisters for life.
We are communist sisters.
Yeah.
Communist
I love that.
survivor.
We are, and I love it, but we're doing it. You know, we did it. We did it.
Yes.
We did it. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you
I
for
love
having
you.
me. I love
I really do love you.
I love
and
you too. You are very
I can't
special.
wait to see you soon. I'm proud of you, Mama.
I love you. You're very special.
Thank you, my girl.
Thank you.
So Funny It Hurts is brought to you by Pacific West Injury Law. Got into an accident? Contact Pacific West Injury Law. Also, there's nothing better for your mental health than a great workout. And our episode is brought to you by Fit Club, the only place to be. It's so funny, it hurts.